Yo, what's going on, everyone? It's a little different looking, ain't it, Jim?
Right, we're in the same room.
We're in the same room. We're not just sitting at the bar. I decided let me clean it up a little bit for us. Not that we don't care about COVID, Jim, but I've had it, and
You've had it. You don't care if I get it from you. It's perfect.
yeah, exactly. But no, this is something we've been wanting to get back to for a long time, and we're glad to do it. Plus, it's a lot easier for me to do things like this.
It was a good 2 years.
So, Jim.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Power Hour, episode 148. Thank you for joining us. It's good to be back.
It is. Yeah. So we can finally share the same beer, and you know, that was always a purpose of these podcasts. We're not just to do it online. Obviously, if we talk to guests, we'll still do that. And remember, maybe every so often, but still, it's better to do it in person. It's just a lot easier. Jim, so have you ever actually had anything from New Trail Brewing?
I want to say yes, but I can't think of anything offhand.
So I had mentioned, I actually went on a group we're in with Breweries of PA, and this beer is like sucked off big time. It's like they love everything from New Trail. I said, I've had a few things from them. Nothing's blown me away, but this one's pretty solid. I mean, it's not bad at all. It's their hazy IPA, 6.5%.
The Lift Pass Hazy IPA, Brian.
That's right, Jim. Hazy. Damn it. Wait, I'm making sure. Good, there's no writing. That's what I have to keep doing, is getting cans for no writing for Jim. He's looking feverishly. Jim, good. Why don't you let them know what kind of hop they uses?
Oh, Brian, it's got some El Dorado and some wheat.
Some wheat.
And notes of high tropicals and juicy pineapple. So,
first sip, what are you thinking of it so far? Because my taste still isn't fully back.
I get the, I definitely get the pineapple in like the middle towards like, especially in the aftertaste.
Yeah.
Really comes through there. Yeah, it's definitely a fruitier, more tropical kind of IPA.
Juicy.
Yeah.
It's what you would expect from a hazy IPA.
Some good lacing on the glass there, so...
It's a murky son of a bitch, isn't it?
That is a good description.
Yeah, it's crazy murky. But, like you said, it's definitely not a bad one. So by the time you're watching this, we just recently recorded something, so the video's not out yet. But I feel like we don't have to fully rehash everything we're playing, so I'll ask... As part of level 50 club, I know we're banging out games left and right, but what are you currently working on?
We just did a video for wrapping up our January games for the level 50 club, which for anyone new to the show who doesn't know, we're both trying to beat 50 games in a year. It can be old games, can be new favorites, can be old favorites. So basically, take a picture when you beat the game, hashtag level 50 club, tag us on social media.
That's it.
That's all we ask. So, but yeah, right now I am knee deep still in both Blasphemous and back in A Plague Tale. So
I saw you playing the shit out of that the one day. I was like, good.
Yeah, I actually had a lot of time, more than normal, to myself to play games the past weekend. So, I decided to sit down and spend a lot of time with the old Xbox. So, banged out a couple games for the list, and yeah, Plague Tale is a big one I'm working on. Blasphemous is another big one I'm working on. I think I'm like 13 hours into Blasphemous now. Ooh. So.
I didn't realize it was that long of a game.
It's like a 20-hour game.
Oh, shit. Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, I'm still like not bored. I'm completely sucked into it. So it seems like every time I play it, I don't play it like every day, but when I get sucked in, I play for like 4 hours.
I kind of like games like that really push you to want to keep coming back.
Yeah.
What about Plague Tale?
I'm on level 7 now, and yeah, it's really, really intense still.
Didn't I say, like, when you first start it, it's so slow. And then as you go on, you're like, well, how are they going to make the mechanics worthwhile or change it enough? And they do. I don't know how they do, but they do.
Yeah, they mix everything together really well. And cool little, like, they're little hidden things that, like, you look at and you're like, oh, shit, what if I try this? And then, like, you restart from a checkpoint and you do it and then you get, like, a rare achievement kind of deal. So It's got cool stuff like that in there. So, yeah, man, it tells a really, a little bit of a downer story. So,
Jim, how many times have the rats eaten you?
Few times. I've been killed by the Inquisition way more times than I have been by the rats.
Okay. Man, but when those rats... Have you ever lost your little brother to the rats?
Yes, I have.
Is that not heart-wrenching?
Oh.
Are you not like, It's like it sucks to die in a game, but when you see him go down, aren't you like, what the fuck?
Yep. Yeah, the game pulls no punches, so definitely worth checking out there.
Soundtrack's awesome too.
Yeah, yes it is.
Yeah, I've been working on just behemoths of game, I'll call it. So I started Witcher 3, and so far I absolutely love the game. It's like, if you like Skyrim or games of that nature, you'll probably like it. The combat is obviously much, much better. You've never played any of Witchers, right?
No.
Do you watch a Netflix series?
No.
Okay, so you should. But the game, I know it's easily a 50, 60-hour game. So that's going to be my, like, I figured, let me start that now, and I'll just keep playing that until a certain point. I am also going through Castlevania Bloodlines, because that's part of the collection. You know, that's a game I'm sure I did beat it at some point, but I can't remember. It's been so long, so I'm just, you know what, let me fuck around and play with it. It's excellent. As I said when we did our reviews and when we talked about it, the only bad thing that had going for it was its competition with Super Castlevania 4. Outside of that, it's an excellent, excellent title. So, yeah, I think those two, and that may be it right now. I'm just focusing really on those two games. I'm sure I'll pick up little ones here and there, but Witcher 3, man, that's going to be my... It's gonna be my coup de grace.
Yeah, I got a few little guys I'm working on in the meantime, in between all the big ones. Just, you know, you need the palate cleanse, but
yeah, for sure. So now, Chambers, we have a decent amount of Patreon questions, but before we move on to that, I do want to reiterate what Jim said. I appreciate everyone who already has tagged us in Level 50 Club, and I'll put a little graphic here. You'll see. I have created an actual board to keep track of everyone, and if you do it on Twitter, I'll just add you to the list. Let us know what you're playing. Come join the club. It's a lot of fun, and it is kind of almost, it's like a challenge that's encouraging to see other people like doing it and what they're playing, because I'm curious if there's going to be a common game that all of us have played. So far, no, but I'm curious if there will be one.
Yeah, it has been kind of across the board so far.
Yeah, so I'm curious. I really want to see. So please make sure you join that. And I only mention that before we get our questions because a lot of our Patreons have already done it. So please make sure, check it out, and join with us.
Yes, and speaking of Patreons, you keep making me say Patreons. They're patrons. Patreon is to serve as patrons to the people on it.
It's Dasani.
Dasnia. You called it Dasnia.
That's what
that's
the joke.
Right. Fuck! So, asshole, back in college, we were all hanging out freshman year, and he's like, oh, we were like, oh, look at Fancy Pants with his bottle of water. He's like, what, a man can't enjoy his Dasnia? And we're like, his what? He's like, Dasnia. I have my Dasnia. We're like, Dasani? He's like, oh, is that how you say it?
Jim, I don't know why you're making fun of somebody that has dyslexia.
Because I'm ableist, Brian. That's why.
Damn you, Jim.
Ableist and proud. But yes, so getting to Patreon. Actually, we have to give a special shout out to our newest patron, Mr. Travis Lee, actually of the Roast Mortem podcast. Make sure to check him out in that podcast. It's fucking great. If you like history and if you like guys sitting around and just bashing dead people, it's a perfect podcast for you.
Thank you, Travis.
Yes. So, first up from JD Maines. Is it right that Jim does the Packy One-Chip Challenge and Brian doesn't? I can't afford to order a PS5 for Brian, but I would gladly fork over the funds for a Brian One-Chip Challenge.
Yeah, I'd be fine doing it. It'll just hurt me a lot more than Jim, because I actually have GERD, but...
Bitch.
But I'm fine doing it. Like, I love spicy shit.
All right. Next up, from Gamer Astral. Now with Microsoft owning Activision Blizzard, which franchise would you like to see revived? I mean, that's kind of going to be the big topic of the night, but
yeah,
you can hop into this part of it now.
We can. I guess define revived, because I can't off the top of my head think of any major franchises that died for me.
Spyro, probably.
You know, I have a few of the games. I actually think I have like one on GameCube or something, but like I never got into that series.
Yeah, I never played a lot of Spyro, but I know it's been a long time since they've really had a game in that franchise. I mean, they own your precious Hellblade now, so hopefully they bang out a second one.
Well, the second one's already done. It's
Oh.
being released in a couple months.
Oh.
So that's what I mean. Like, I don't know. There's nothing that's been...
Pitfall! Bring back Pitfall.
Jim, I was expecting you to say River Raid.
You can't top perfection, Brian. I would actually love to see like a rehash of River Raid. Like, give me a rehash of like all the old like Atari games in like one form or another, or like little like even like little cheapy remasters or little revisiteds and stuff like that.
Just do a full pack of all the Atari Activision games in HD remakes. That's it.
Yeah, that would be cool with me.
Yeah. No, like I said, all the major things from Blizzard and Activision, I already kind of like. So, yeah, I'm not missing anything particular, but good question.
Brian, wipe your eye. You have a fuzzy on your eyelash and it's bugging the shit out of me.
Wait, which eyelash? Why didn't you say something before?
No, the other one. The other eye.
Wait, where is it?
This eye. That eye. All right, good. You got it.
All right.
You can't see it on the camera, but it's bugging me the fuck like crazy. This is the shit I haven't had to deal with for 2 years. Next
you
up.
have a goddamn stain right there. Boop. I get my 5-year-old with that all the time. Did you miss doing this live, Jim?
Oh, did I ever? Oh, actually, speaking of franchises, from Bird Retinas, there have been hints and rumors of Guitar Hero returning. Could this style of game thrive today, or would it be just a flash of short-lived nostalgia? There's still lots of used Rock Band sets and guitars in reseller stores.
Oh, man. When Guitar Hero and what's the other one?
Rock Band and
Rock
Guitar
Band.
Hero.
When those hit, man, it was like, I don't want to call it lightning in a bottle because it did last for a really long time. But I feel like everyone really got their fill.
Oh, they overexposed the shit out of it.
That's what I mean. So it's like, I know they've tried other things. They did DJ Hero, and I think wasn't there like
Band
piano,
Hero.
All this shit. I don't know what it would take to bring it back, but it's almost at the point of it will never be as successful as it once was. I don't ever see that coming back in a full wave. Honestly, the people who would buy it would be Jim and I's generation, the ones that grew up and we were teenagers doing it. Like, I just don't see younger kids really being into it. Although, if it came out today, they would put it to kids and it would be all like Disney favorites. And it would
Probably
be
a
all
smart
those
idea.
songs. It would be very smart because every young kid would want to play it. But, yeah, I personally, it would be fun to do it. And I do enjoy playing those. But the real bitch of it is always like, you gotta drag out the stuff. The guitar is easy, but if you want to do drums and other stuff, yeah. But they're still fun games. I just don't think they would last in today's market.
You need time. Because they tried to bring it back like 3-ish years ago, I want to say, with like Rock Band 4 and Guitar Hero Live, and they both bombed.
Yeah.
Because like people were still just burnt out from the craze. Because like when I say overexposed, like you were getting like 2 to 3 releases a year. Like it was insane. So. Yeah, like you just need a lot of time before you can bring it back for it to be like successful.
Well, here's the other question. Weren't there like people doing mods to put in other songs into those games?
Oh, yeah.
So, I'm not saying that modding fixes it.
I mean, there were people modding electronic kits to work with it and all that shit and stuff too, like real instruments and crap like that. All kinds of different shit.
My only thing is, and now I'm going to make myself sound old, but like, it hit most of the music you'd want to play on those instruments anyway. So modern music, like there's probably not as many great hits unless you're only going for a younger audience.
Imagine Dragon's Hero.
Exactly. So
Machine Gun Kelly Hero.
Here's the deal. I do think if they did go a route of like Disney, so you include Star Wars, Marvel, all the Disney movies, and you really just make it for kids, that's a market you could hit. But for the teenage generation, like Jim said, you need a lot of time.
Oh, Fetty Wap Hero.
Exactly. Travis Scott. It's a great question. I personally, I don't see it coming back for any time soon, at least if it wants to be successful.
Yeah, nah, that sounds about right. And last up, from our newest patron, Travis Lee. I'm a huge fan of Eternal Darkness for GameCube. The self-aware breaking fourth wall insanity freakouts, aka your system corrupting and deleting your save file, I absolutely loved. I can't think of many games that did that. The only other ones I'm aware of are Metal Gear Solid with Psycho Mantis and Undertale. Anyway, what are your favorite break the fourth wall moments in the game?
The one I always think of is X-Men.
Yeah.
It's so annoying because it's tougher to do on emulation, but it's Mojo's level, right?
Yeah.
And you have to hit reset. That was, as a kid, I didn't know it. This is one of those things like I found out from somebody else. I was like, the game just fucking stops at this level. They're like, no, you have to hit reset because I didn't have the magazines. But there have been other games. Didn't Super Hot do something like that?
Kind of, because I was thinking of Super Hot because, like, I mean, I'm a spoiler for a 5-some-year-old game. Like, basically, like, eventually, like, at the very end of the game, you shoot yourself. And, like, you're setting your mind free from your body and, like, becoming one with the game kind of deal. But that's more like the narrative of the game and not so much, like, messing with the player itself.
Yeah, Observer has a few moments, and that's like a whole cyberpunky game. But no, nothing as deliberate
X-Men.
as X-Men or Eternal Darkness. I think those two were pretty unique in doing it that way. We could be wrong, like I said. I'm sure there are other games that have that gimmick. Really,
Yeah, I'm blanking because I know I've played other ones, but I just can't think of them right now.
yeah. But no, that is a great question, and maybe that could make an easy 6-pack list.
Oh, yeah.
The best breaking the fourth wall. So
Thanks for the
thank
idea.
you, Travis. Appreciate it. I'll definitely comment. I'll mention you in the video.
Coming out gun swinging. So, yeah. Gun swinging? Is that the... No, it isn't. That's not the But anyway, it's good to be back. Thank you once again to all of our lovely patrons. Patreon.com/DrinkABeerandPlayAGame. So, $2 gets a question every week. $5 gets you a bonus episode, which we'll be recording this week. And you also get a game request of your choice. I'm under pressure here. I'm in front of the camera. In front of you. I can't do this shit. And then all the other tiers, just go to the page and check it out. And if you're new to the podcast, please check us out on iTunes and Spotify. Leave a 5-star review. Write down any comment. We'll read whatever 5-star comment we get.
Thank you, guys. Cheers. All right, Chambers. This son of a bitch news had to come out the day after we did our podcast review.
Literally the day after. It basically came out less than 12 hours after we recorded last week.
So, if you know even a hint about gaming, you know what? Even if you don't know about gaming, there was a pretty big purchase in the world, Jim. And it's not goddamn NFTs. What was it?
Well, Brian, Activision Blizzard has been reportedly sold to Microsoft for the minimal sum of $69 billion.
Here's first question. Did they pay too much or not enough?
So that's kind of a weird one because...
With the recent scandals, you're like, did they take enough of a hit to be... Like, should they be undervalued? But at the end of the day...
Well, there's actually, like, a billion theories around that. Like, there's the conspiracy theories that, like,
God.
they, like, purposely released all this information. Like, Microsoft,
so Microsoft did this to them?
Microsoft did this to them to lower their value so that they could buy them for a cheaper price. Apparently, Bobby Kotick has a clause in his contract that basically... It's like, I forget what the legalese term is. It's like a protection clause for his position.
Sure.
So, apparently, if I'm reading this right... He apparently is entitled to a third of Activision Blizzard's worth if it gets sold and he gets, like, told to leave, basically. So, on his face, it stands that he could be getting a $20 million billion buyout to be told to go away.
If he gets told to go away.
Right, which hasn't happened yet. And we'll actually get to that.
Which, you know, that's something right there. If he has a clause like that, then, yeah, why would you get rid of... Forget bad press. That much bad press can't be worth $20 billion. I mean, I don't know, but what I will say is, you look at the franchises. Obvious, Call of Duty, World of Warcraft. The big one that I think is the underhand one, and it's been talked about a lot, is Candy Crush.
Yeah.
And Microsoft has said numerous times they want to really get into the mobile market, so that's an easy in. But I mean, the list could go on for the games that are now under Microsoft. I mean, we talked...
Call of Duty, Hellblade, like Crash Bandicoot.
Spyro. Like, it's absolutely
Guitar
insane.
Hero, like we just talked about.
Guitar Hero. I mean, here's the deal. We were joking back when they bought Bethesda, and we're like, damn, they're just buying up some crazy shit. And they've actually done this in the past when they bought Rare.
Yeah.
In, what was it, 09?
Overwatch, Diablo, StarCraft. I'm already forgetting about all these other ones, too.
But like...
No, they bought Rare back in, like, 2001, 2002.
Was it that?
Yeah.
Okay. So, I mean, this isn't the first, even close to first time, but they've been doing it slowly. And we've made jokes like, okay, we've seen articles about them trying to buy Sega. Could it be funny? In reality, they probably we know now, they probably really did throw out an offer. I seem to see It's funny. Like,
I mean, they tried to buy Nintendo back in 2000, and they got laughed out of the room.
Yeah. But you know, at the rate they're going, there is a point where, how many times do you think WWE threatened or offered to buy WCW and were laughed out of the room until they did?
Yeah. Actually, Ted Turner wasn't giving that shit up at all because he loved wrestling. But then when he got kind of booted from Turner Broadcasting, then the owners were just like, all right, get this wrestling shit off our networks.
So when there's a Cosby room for Nintendo, that's when they... I mean, the Smash community, you already know what that's like. Oh. So here's the deal. I've seen a lot of people basically go, this is...
Monopoly.
Which...
It's
okay.
not. It's not yet.
It's not yet. But here's the other thing. Microsoft, we're also forgetting, they did buy Minecraft.
Yeah.
So the only game that would, if they were to say, we're going to purchase Fortnite and make it exclusive, then I would go, oh shit, maybe there's something to this monopoly. Right now, it's just they got the lion's share of some of the largest franchises ever.
Well, I mean, they just bought the largest Eastern, or Eastern Western game developer. So, like, the largest independent game developer company in North America, they just bought.
Yeah.
And, like, Microsoft's always struggled in Japan, so it's almost like they're kind of focusing more just on what works for them. So
what you're saying is go USA?
Yeah. Microsoft's new logo is a bald eagle.
Hey, man, they can use a Yuengling eagle.
Well,
oh, you see what I did there?
Dick.
But do you... Okay. Monopoly aside.
And, like, it's not a monopoly because even with all these acquisitions, Xbox is still, like, now they're number 3 as far as, like, game companies go, as far as, like, size and power. Like, 1's Tencent, 2 is Sony, and now Microsoft's 3. So
Sony is still 2?
Yeah.
Wow.
No, I mean, like, Sony's been crushing... Their gaming division's what's been keeping Sony alive. And, like, they've dominated every generation since they've come out. Except for, like, the PS3 generation. That was, like, the closest it's ever been.
Yeah.
So, ever since then, like, they have just crushed everyone.
Well, what's really going to be telling is what comes out with this gen and the following in terms of how many of these games are they going to make exclusive? Because they've said some of them we're not going to keep exclusive. And you got to be careful. When they say that, some of the times they mean, well, it'll be available on PC through our Game Pass.
Right.
So it's not just our console. So that's a way they're doing it. But I also see them like, you're probably going to see a lot of mobile adaptations because they have things like Candy Crush.
Yeah.
Like, it's going to be very interesting. I just like it because we've said in the past, Microsoft, we love their interface. Their first-party games, there's not that many great ones. They've struggled a little bit. And they should just be a procurer of other people.
Okay, so, all right, here's one for you. Because that was a complaint that a lot of people had, is they're like, oh, what do you call it? Like, great people make, lazy people buy, or some shit. Something along those lines. So, like I guess a lot of people are just trying to dunk the fact, like, oh, they can't make good games, so they'll just buy people who can. It's like...
Yes.
Okay.
Do people not know the way of the world? Because here's the deal. If you want to take that approach, then you should be equally mad at these great game developers for, quote-unquote, selling out. Which is a stupid... Like, at the end of the day, nobody gets into it. You do love games, sure. But everyone at the end of the day has a job because they want to make money. No one wants to fail at a game.
Well, one thing I love is, like, a lot of the people who are complaining the loudest about this for... Like, there's things you can complain about.
Yeah.
But, like, it's a lot of franchises that people just, like, hate anyway. Mm-hmm. Like, Call of Duty, Candy Crush. Like,
yeah. Now, I love how many people are defending Call of Duty now, or the same people who are shitting on Call of Duty.
Well, it's actually funny because, like, when you were talking about, like, the exclusivity thing, because we have a buddy of ours who, like, kind of works for Sony now. And he was telling me, he's like... Dude, Call of Duty is like the highest selling game on PlayStation.
Yeah.
So like I could easily see Microsoft. I could easily see Microsoft doing what they do with Minecraft and still say, "Oh, we'll just still sell it everywhere." But like we'll make the money on your dime, basically.
Yeah.
Which to me would be smart.
That's the thing is Microsoft, I don't think they're as petty. They're not a Nintendo. They're going to not be petty and they want to maximize these dollars, but they also want to try to probably edge the competition towards Xbox. So what you will see is, remember a couple years ago, the big to-do was, wow, Xbox is getting like some of the Call of Duty shit earlier in PlayStation. And this generation, it was the opposite. PlayStation. Yep. I think now you're only going to see Xbox get all the early Call of Duty drops,
Oh, yeah.
the betas, all the shit that people really care about, that are really invested, you're going to see that for all the games, and it's going to be like, well, yes, it is available for PlayStation, or I can get all this other shit. Just like PlayStation did the shitty thing with the Avengers game, making Spider-Man only for for a PlayStation copy.
Right.
I could see that with a ton of Xbox games now, where you only get exclusive characters on Xbox.
Actually, to go back to, what do you call it, fucking Astral's question about, like, reviving franchises. Like, Blizzard's been a shit dick company for, like, a while now. Mm-hmm. This is our chance to get StarCraft back.
Yeah.
Or, like, I mean, and look, maybe people can feel less guilty now. Like, we said it when the controversies about Activision first dropped. We're just like, look, everyone's going to bitch and complain on Twitter, but everyone's going to go buy Diablo 2 when it gets remastered and comes out.
Sure.
And that's what fucking everyone did. Like, no one votes with their wallet and shit like that. No. So, like, here's my theory on it. Like Activision, with all their controversies, they were the big bad guy in the room for obvious reasons. Like, I'm not going to downplay blah. You know, so.
But it's also, there's a weird thing when you say that, because whatever, say they have 9,000 employees. If they have 50 real shitheads at the top, it doesn't reflect all the other employees.
No.
So it's like the guy who's actually developing the games you do enjoy from his companies wasn't the one being a piece of shit versus somebody higher up.
Right.
So it's like,
yeah, there's that, but I mean, there's still also like the representatives of the company too. Like, no one's gonna, like, you know, go on social media and lambast, you know, QA tester number 4, shit like that.
Yeah.
So, like, that's not what people are gonna think of when they think of, you know, the games and all that crap.
Oh yeah.
Like, it really just comes down to fucking Bobby Kotick. Like, he's been the big bad supervillain of, like, gaming for like a decade now. Mm-hmm. And let's cut the brass tacks. If Activision Blizzard didn't get bought out, he wasn't going anywhere. Like, because Activision Blizzard still made all the money, even with all, like, the stock losses and all the bullshit that was going on lately. Mm-hmm. They still made money hand over fist. So as long as they make money, the board of directors is happy, and if the board of directors is making their money, you're not getting rid of Bobby Kotick. So you can hate that Microsoft bought this out, but if you actually care about getting rid of, like, the big supervillain, this is the best chance he got.
Yeah.
And even with his fucking, like, you know, his 30% clause or whatever it is, I'm sure, like, Phil Spencer has said before, like, that's one thing people always brought up too.
Yeah.
Like, a couple weeks ago, Phil Spencer was like, all right, we're going to seriously reconsider our involvement with hosting any Activision Blizzard games and shit like that. And, you know, until, you know, they either get rid of Bobby or do some upheaval with the management. And then they turn around and buy them. So everyone's going, oh, I guess money talks. I mean, yeah, money does talk.
Exactly.
But maybe this is, you know, a fucking 4D chess move where maybe this is, like, Phil really wanting to get rid of Bobby goddamn Kotick. So it's like, look, if they're not going to do it, I'll just fucking do it.
Yeah, he walks the walk. And yeah.
And look, time will tell, too. Like, if, you know, we're 5 years down the line and Bobby Kotick's still there and all those upper management, then yeah, blast him all you want. Like,
sure.
Yeah. Like, they didn't do shit about it. Like, obviously, it's fair game at that point. But you never know, because, like, he's got this $30 billion clause in his contract. But you know who's the only people in the world who can out-legal dollars that? It's fucking Microsoft. So, if there's anyone's going to... Because there's other reports that came out later that's like, Bobby's still expected to leave, and maybe with, like, a $400 million settlement, which... Wow, only $400 million.
How is he gonna survive, Jim? How can he survive?
So I'm cautiously optimistic about this, and this is a fucking another thing. Like, everyone's like, goddamn, like, you know, all Microsoft does is, you know, kill games and companies. Well, this is the company everyone hates anyway. So it's like, what, now all of a sudden everyone loves Activision because they got bought by a bigger guy? Like, all of a sudden everyone's saying, oh, poor Activision, and
that's what they like to do.
Yeah. So.
People gonna bitch. You know what? As someone who adopts, Jim and I have said we're not exclusive to any console, except for the fact right now we can't get new consoles. But at the end of the day, I am gonna get a PS5. I am gonna get the Xbox Series X. And 12 years later, when Switch finally or Nintendo gives a console that's kind of comparable to right now,
it won't.
I'll get that when it's cheap. But here's the deal. I like it because I'll have Xbox and things like Game Pass. I like that model. Yes, the price is going to go up. If you don't think it is, that's crazy.
But yeah, with the games it's going to get, it's got to.
And it's reasonable.
But I mean, you're going to be the home of Bethesda and call it, like, they have just crushed the casual market.
Yeah, so it should go up. Put it up a couple dollars a month. I'm fine with it. What I want to hear is from you all. What do you think of the acquisition? Are you pissed off? Are you happy? I don't like it for the fact that like people on Xbox want to rub it in PlayStation's face because that's petty.
Oh
to
god,
me.
the console war people! All of you, shut the fuck up.
I don't like that. But if you truly like it for other reasons, I just want to hear why. That's all I want. Because if it's just anti-capitalism and whatever, then I don't care. That's too easy. Give me a reason why you don't like it or you do like it. Just let us know in the comments below.
Yeah.
All right, Chambers. So we're back. We finished this. So what'd you think of the Lift Pass?
Good. It was really good. I don't know if it was like one of the most amazing beers I've ever had in my life, but like it was a really solid fruity IPA.
Did it get the job done?
Oh, we got the job done.
So yeah, New Trail. That's how I feel about all their beers so far. I've not had a bad one. I'm just waiting for that one that makes me understand why everyone goes crazy over them.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, it's a citrus IPA. It's good. It's good shit.
That's fine. But now we are moving on to the Otter Creek Brewing's handheld IPA and what is one of the coolest cans. Obviously, we love video game themed beers. And
you had some articles on the website about that.
So, yeah, this one, I love the design. I'm shocked Nintendo won't pull it down because it looks a little too much like Zelda. But, Jim, I'll actually let you read the back because it's not much writing and it's actually good.
Yep. So this is the handheld IPA, A Tale of Three Hops.
It's like the Triforce.
A legendary tri-hop adventure packed with Simcoe, Centennial, and Chinook varieties. It's dangerous to go alone. Take an IPA.
It's like the game. It's the game you bashed.
No, I loved Link's Awakening.
This is from the first game.
No, it's based on Link's Awakening. It's clearly based on Link's Awakening.
Jim,
That's the Game Boy one.
That it's dangerous to go alone, take an IPA.
Yeah, that's lines from the first one. Of course, it's
Yeah,
fucking...
that's what I mean.
But the design has got the mountain. It's based on Link's Awakening with the picture and all.
Because there's no mountains in goddamn first one.
I mean, Death Mountain, but... Shut up.
So, yeah.
Windfish.
I have not tried this one yet. I'm letting the head calm down on mine because it is super foamy.
Or you can look at mine.
Yeah, it's much more clear this time. It's not as murky. I would say I'd smell it, but honestly, my smell's not fully back yet. So,
And I've never had good smell.
no. My smell is still probably better than Jim's, even though I lost it.
Probably 3 weeks of COVID's a little better than my 10 years of smoking.
Yeah. Jim, I'd like to be referred to as a survivor at this point. So, as we move on.
You're a survivor and I'm ableist. What an episode.
So, something I saw someone post, I forget where it was. I tagged you on Facebook.
Yeah.
But they put a question out there. I was like, that kind of interests me, which was, now with Microsoft purchasing all these game companies, would you like to see a Mascot game? And first I laughed because how many people were like, they still don't have anything. I'm like, well, that's just stupid to say. But realistically, they have more than enough to make a really fun Mascot game because we saw PlayStation All-Stars was a really fun game.
Underrated. Flawed,
Yeah.
but underrated.
So I wanted to read off some of the ones I had, and I want to see if you can add any or if there's something you would change.
Okay.
So right off the bat, Master Chief.
Right.
Do you add in a second Halo character like the Arbiter?
You could do Arbiter. You could even do Cortana, one of her forms. Do the sexy
Okay.
form, because I want the
I
boobies.
almost thought, like, could you have her as a special ability with Master Chief?
That could be like a final smash, too.
Yeah. Next, I have Felix from Gears of War.
Yeah.
Or, no, I'm sorry, Marcus.
Marcus Phoenix.
Marcus Phoenix, yeah. Same deal. Do you have the main bad guy from one of the Gears of War as another character in that? Like in that first one, I forget his name, but the pale-looking bad guy.
I'm not as big of a Gears of War
Okay.
guy, so I couldn't say yes, but maybe if you need spot fillers.
Next, you have to...
Not for a first game.
Okay, so Call of Duty, I would say Captain Price is the one that's been in the most, or Ghost.
So,
Soap's not as much as Captain Price.
So,
I know that's all you know, you son of a bitch. But those are easy ones. Elder Scrolls, Dovahkiin.
yeah.
Like, of all the characters, and I know people love all the other ones.
Oh, that's like the easiest final smash
That's
ever. Whole room, and
Yeah.
you blow everyone away.
Or you call in a dragon or like whatever it is. I'm throwing this in here. Doom Guy.
Yeah.
They have him now. He's got to be in there. And you know what? Make it a legit. Somehow figure out, work this shit out. Microsoft, you can afford it. Get NetherRealms and do a rated R Smash style game in those graphics like Mortal Kombat with Doom Guy. Actually, why the fuck has Doom Guy never been in a Mortal Kombat?
It does seem like a missed opportunity.
Yeah. Come on, hire us.
Yes.
Next, someone from World of Warcraft. I don't know anything about that game, but I'm sure there has to be a main character.
One of the pandas. Do the panda expansion.
Do something. I don't know. Someone has to be a main character out there, right?
Yeah, I don't know shit about World of Warcraft. Wait, what fuck? Who? Goddamn! If we're speaking of World of Warcraft, who made Stick of Truth? Who's the developer behind that? Are they owned under this bubble now? Because I'd say kill two birds with one stone and put like Cartman in Warcraft as like the character representative.
I don't know.
I forget. I don't think they're under the bubble.
I don't think they are. This one I think you'll like. Cuphead.
Oh yeah.
That's Microsoft exclusive.
Well, no, I mean it's on Switch now.
Yeah, but I'm saying it's originally a Microsoft.
Yeah,
entity.
but like Studio
Just
MDR.
say yes.
I would love to see it there.
Yeah. A Titan from Titanfall.
Yeah.
So, or I mean, you could do a pilot.
See, it's weird because like,
do you just call in the Titan?
But like Titanfall is also kind of a failed series, so like they might not do it.
But I love it.
Oh, I love
Yeah.
the shit out of Titanfall.
I'm basically trying to get to a 20 core roster.
Right. I mean, Crash.
Well, I have him, a Vault Boy.
Yeah, Vault Boy or just like Vault Dweller.
I was gonna do Vault Boy. Yeah, one of those, and basically he can call in like Death Claws. He can call in like all the random enemies. And maybe if you pick a special variant of him, he's like the Brotherhood of Steel Vault Boy.
Yeah.
And you can call in shit like that.
Yeah.
The main character from Dishonored.
Okay. Yeah.
The main character from Wolfenstein.
Oh
AJ
yeah.
Blazkowicz.
Yeah.
Tony Hawk on a skateboard. You could do that.
That would be cool.
Would he have the Cassie Jackass back him up?
He doesn't need Jackass. They need him.
Obviously, main character from Diablo. I think the first one was named Aiden. The other ones I don't know enough about. But do some Diablo. I would throw some rare games under there, like Conquer or Banjo.
Yeah, you could easily.
You obviously can't do Donkey, but I feel like Conquer and Banjo you could. You're gonna hate this one, Minecraft Steve.
I would not hate that. I didn't hate it when they put him in Smash. I was 100% for that. Everyone else hated it.
I mean, you hate him. You said how much.
I don't hate Minecraft. What the fuck? I almost created Gamers Mad around this. God damn it.
Main character from Psychonauts. Whoever's the main Psycho.
Yeah, I mean, you got to put something from Undertale in there because it's like super popular.
Sure.
You put in like Sans or Flowery or none of those fucking ones.
The character from Evil Within, and once again call in the backup baddies.
See again, I don't think that's like a first release one. Like that could be like the second game when you expand the roster.
Yeah. Spyro.
Spyro, I think's fine.
And like I said, Crash, you already mentioned.
Right.
But just that alone, you're telling me you couldn't make a sellable mascot game? Microsoft, fucking hire us.
Yeah, I mean, you could do fucking Kerrigan from StarCraft. You could do one like Tracer, one of the other ones from Overwatch,
but
shit like that.
Those games suck. Except for Overwatch. Those are good games. StarCraft.
You put my sexy Zerg Queen in there.
That's all you want. You just want her for
Yes,
that.
yes, I do.
You have enough fapping material.
Could always use some more.
Now, yeah, I thought about Overwatch. Yeah, it'd be tough. Because then who do you pick from? That there's a lot of loved characters in there.
Yeah, I think Tracer's like the most popular one.
Probably, yeah.
Because that's the only one I can name. But
like I said, I don't want to see you try to do it. Even like PlayStation, somehow do the mechanics, like I said, like NetherRealms. Because with the people you got,
you know what I want to see is like a goofy thing. Like go back to the old like fucking fighting Vipers. Like put a car from fucking Forza in there as a fightable character.
Honestly, I thought about that. I was like, it'd be funny just have a car ride in there as from Forza.
Yep. They did it with the Daytona car. God damn it.
Yeah, I think.
I mean, you know what? Or I mean, it wouldn't be smart right away to use someone from Killer Instinct because that's already a fighting game. But
Yeah, but you could definitely have
down the line, one of them. Yeah.
I do think it would be a funny kind of shitting on PlayStation though if they made Crash like really dopey.
Well,
How
yeah.
he was the mascot for a while, and it's like, do.
Dopey. And say it's a hit, unlike PlayStation Battlestars are sort of,
Yeah.
then the next games you could do like your Evil Within's. Like I would like to see the guy from Sunset Overdrive in there. Like,
I thought about him, and
I love that game, but that was a bomb of a game, so like that's got to be down the line.
That would be an easy. If you're gonna throw in
Someone from fucking Rise, Son of Rome,
I saw that. I was like, what? Even I wouldn't put that in. I was like, no, don't do that. But you know what?
That could be like the third game.
I think. Put Stubbs the zombie in there.
Blinks. Fucking Blinks.
Blinks. You can put Blinks. I mean, you have more than enough. Come on. I'll say it again. Fucking hire us. We know we're. Come on.
Yeah, we got the stuff. We got knowledge. Yeah, we got opinions.
Real men of genius.
Speaking of things to bring back.
Yeah. So you guys let us know in the comments. If they ever made a mascot game for Microsoft, who do you want to see in it?
Microsoft with the umbrella of Activision, Blizzard, and Bethesda, and everyone the fuck else in Rare. Holy shit.
Yeah. So you guys, you let us know what you think. Shit, at that point, you could even do an FPS battle royale because you could have Perfect Dark, Doom, like all these people we already named just shooting each other.
That is true.
Fucking hire us.
God damn it. But seriously.
So sticking with Microsoft, but jumping to a specific tweet. We have the link below, but this comes to us from Steven Totillo.
I think he's like the head of Kotaku, or one of them, or former Kotaku editor-in-chief. Yeah.
So basically, he was talking about the Microsoft PR person, was commenting on Kotick leaving. He said, Bobby will lead Activision Bethesda as CEO, as he has for the last 30 years. Together, Bobby and Phil will work together to ensure the transition to this exciting new combined enterprise. The Activision Blizzard business will report to Phil after the close. Then he goes into, I guess, like the exclusivity stuff. But basically, it goes back to what Jim and I were saying. Like, was Phil doing this? Is he going to fire him? Like, what's going to happen? Of course, the immediate response is this. But what do you think? Like, I mean, I guess, what was the outrage from this? Did you see a lot?
Oh, yeah, the outrage was, fucking course they're leaving Bobby on. They're all just talking bullshit. They don't really fucking care about getting rid of the bad guys, blah, 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 blah.
Mm-hmm.
You just bought a company for $70 billion goddamn dollars. Like, you're gonna grease the wheels a little bit of your new purchase and then trim the fat later if you're going to do anything.
Yeah.
And then people started talking about like how when Activision bought a shitload of stuff in the early 90s, they fired everyone immediately and just put their people in place. Like, there's two different ways you can do big corporate takeovers. You can do it like, the easy PR way, or the, boots in the mud, kick everyone out kind of way. I think if you're spending $70 billion, you might not want to jettison everyone right away when you don't have a core, solid core gaming division in place.
Yeah.
It's just my idea there. Maybe if, they had a shitload of exclusives and just decide to buy this, then maybe, but not kind of really working with that. So, and I think especially because of Bobby's, that $30 billion deal that I talked about, maybe they're greasing the wheels and talking the talk right now.
They're also probably
again, cautiously optimistic. Yeah. If they don't do anything, then, come back to me years down the line and say, oh, Jim's wrong again. Well, fine.
Jim, it's not like you don't have a few of those.
Fine, water's wet. What the fuck? But yeah, people writing shit like, damn it, this is so gross. It was literally like an hour after the deal was announced.
Yeah, and it's funny.
And it's not the thing you want to see, but we're talking $70 billion goddamn dollars.
Yeah,
and there's also a theory out there that they spent $70 billion because actually Activision Blizzard was kind of valued at around $50 billion, and they're just assuming the extra $20 to $30 billion is to cover him. That's a theory out there. That would make sense. So maybe they actually, planned ahead for the fucking...
But then they'd be like, but you're willing to pay such a gross man because they don't care about contracts.
Do you want the bad guy out or not who's not going to be touched anyway? Like, this is America. Like, fucking... Like, he's the top one of the top 1%. So, he's going to be a schmillionaire no matter what.
Yeah.
So if you want to get rid of someone like that, you gotta spend some money.
What would the $1 Million Man say?
Everyone's got a price, and then go, ah!
But Jim, what if Phil, as he kicked him out, shoved a dollar bill down his throat?
Oh, and kick the basketball out of his hand.
So obviously, same deal. Let us know what you think below. I think to oversimplify something like Jim saying a $70 billion deal is just kick them out. Microsoft is probably trying to learn from their old mistakes.
Yeah. Hey, how about this? How about fuck you? You get $70 billion. You buy it, and then you jettison everyone who made it worth $70 billion. Not saying I'm saying these are great people. I'm just saying.
Wait, don't you have a poster of him at your house?
I jerk off to it every night. I give him tributes.
Why did you call it tributes? God damn it.
Right, I have to give him the gift. Be bruised tomorrow. Miss this.
What happened to Jim? I fell. All right, so then this one.
So actually, and right before we, one final little dumb thingy.
Last thing.
Last dumb thing, because look, this is the biggest news of fucking the decade so far in gaming.
Yeah.
So easily. So apparently there is another story that came out in the whole hoopla of all this happening. That apparently there was talks before of, in the middle of all their controversies, Activision Blizzard actually considered buying Kotaku and PC Gamer to fix their public image.
So it's a report published by the Wall Street Journal, and I'll be honest, I did not read it, but here's the deal.
And we got this off IGN, which there's a funny little irony there.
Yes. Here's the deal. I'm not trying to demean gaming journalism.
I am.
But here's the deal. Like, that would be something where I'd say, like, okay, everyone's called Microsoft a monopoly and calling in, like, I think there would be, if this was a true gaming journalism site, like, you're not allowed to buy it. Or even if you did, then you just realize who bought it, and then you can't take any of their shit serious. Which, does anyone take their shit that serious to heart?
PC Gamer, maybe. Kotaku, obviously, is Kotaku at this point, the general public eye. So, I mean, these sites are still around for a reason. Like, the casuals will go to it and shit.
But that's the deal. Like,
but here's the thing. Like, the second people know that
what it actually
Activision bought these things, then they're not going to take an Activision article seriously on there.
Like, wouldn't it have almost been a waste of money for Activision to do that?
Yeah.
Or Jim.
That's probably why it didn't happen, because they probably did a cost-benefit analysis and went, this probably wouldn't work out.
Yeah. But that is, if this is true, like, is this a situation where they just were, like, actually poaching these guys and saying, like, what's a number? Or was it just kind of like someone, like, throwing it out there? I don't know.
It's probably a thing they talked about internally, and then, like,
somebody probably said, like, yeah, I was in a high-level meeting, and they threw it out there. But if they actually went to the companies and made offers, that's one thing.
I think you would have heard about that, though.
That's my point. So that's why I'm like, you can't just take, like, high-level people, because with any job, you'll come into an issue and you go, how can we brainstorm a way to do it? And someone will throw out the most crazy shit. And someone's like, just fucking buy them. You're like, what?
Yeah.
So, you don't put too much.
Like what Phil Spencer said to the board of directors about Activision Blizzard.
Yeah.
How do we fix this? Fucking buy them.
Just buy them. So, yeah. I mean, it's an interesting little article. I want you to read it. But at the end of the day, don't put too much stock in it. If it is just coming from a situation like that, I don't like leaks like that are just like basic bullshit talk.
Now, Brian.
Go on.
Devil's advocate.
Go ahead.
What if they made Kotaku better?
They very well could. Could they make it worse? You're still going to get the same stuff. It'll just be lean. Number one.
It might be a little more rapey.
Damn it.
There's always a chance.
Not anymore.
Depends on who's running it.
It's only if their background border is Cosby.
Yeah, Brian, it's not just a Cosby reference.
But here,
even though that is a hilarious logo for it now.
But here's the deal. I already have a huge issue with gaming journalism. And Jim and I, we've said this before. And if we're being honest, you do feel a certain sense of, you don't want to bash the shit out of people who give you free copies of games because that's just bad form. Like, you'll let them down easy. But
yes, we would never do that.
But the way IGN, Kotaku, and maybe PC Gamer, I'm not going to definitely say, like, their reviews, like, how many goddamn 9s and 10s can there be out there for games?
I mean, that's the meme about IGN. Like, a bad review on an IGN's a 7.
That's my point. And, like, if you set that as your quality of excellence, like, everything's a 9, everything's a 10, like, get the fuck out. Like, I have a huge problem, which is why, like, when some people have commented on our videos are like, you only gave that an 8? It's like, yeah, but for us, an 8 is really high. Like,
our rating system is ridiculous.
But our rating system is real. Like, that's the thing. A 10 means absolutely perfect. Which, guess what? There is no such thing as absolutely perfect. Not even your favorite games, Jim. So shut the fuck up. That's my point. If you're trying to be objective, if you're trying to weigh shit against other games, nothing should really get a 10. But that's something to achieve. So, yeah, it's one of those interesting things. I just would have laughed if they would have bought it, and then now it's under Microsoft. That would have been hilarious. And all of a sudden, all Sony games get terrible scores. That would be kind of funny to me. But you guys, let us know what you think in the comments below. Do you think it's real? Do you care? I mean, there's a lot of questions.
Oh, people care. People fucking care.
All right, Chambers. So in this litany of, we are finally completed the Microsoft saga, if you will, of their purchase and some of the outcome. I'm sure
I can't wait to see what news will come out tomorrow.
All right, well, here's my question. Who's Microsoft going to buy next? What developers out there that would, like I said, outside of Fortnite, what would be a developer that then you would go, this is a little too much?
I think everyone was kind of memeing that it's like, okay, well, now it's time for Sony to buy Rockstar. Like, that was the meme out there. Like, I mean, From Software is already kind of a second-party developer for, like, I think they release some stuff on Xbox, but they mainly release on PlayStation.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like, they could just finalize that and make that just like, hey, you're us now. But I think the biggest move that Sony could do is buy fucking Rockstar at this point.
Yeah, but I feel like Sony's done nothing.
They haven't responded yet. But here's the thing. Here's the thing that everyone's fucking forgetting in all this. They kind of don't need to.
No, they don't. Well, time will tell, right?
Time will tell.
If all these games become exclusive, did they need to?
Well, I mean, let's put it this way. Like off the top of my head, fucking numbers. Original Xbox to PS2. We're talking like 20 million sales to 150 million. 360 and PS3, they were both around like 80 to 90. Xbox One to PS4, Xbox One was like 40 to 50 million. Xbox One's like 110, or PS4 is 110, something like that. So, I mean, like, PlayStation has been crushing the goddamn competition since it's been around. So this is barely going to even this shit out. So even with all this crap going on, like, people are still going to want the fucking PS5s.
But here's the thing. Like you said, what Xbox
and especially
is doing,
if they still just let Call of Duty be sold on PlayStation.
That's it. I'm saying, okay, imagine the revert where everything they now bought is exclusive. I know we've talked about
that's a game changer.
If they did, Call of Duty is the best-selling franchise ever. And with all the shit they've sold, like if you look at the top 10 best-selling games ever, it's like Minecraft and then all Call of Duties. Mm-hmm. So at the end of the day, the other thing is Call of Duty going to continue that trend? Like Warzone,
it's on a downturn. Like Warzone's keeping it afloat right now.
Warzone's keeping it afloat.
Like no one's cared about the last 3 releases. They've just all gone back to Warzone after like a week. Yeah.
But there was talk, and we didn't cover it, but one of the things mentioned was that they may stop going to a yearly release of Call of Duty.
Which they should. I mean,
they really should.
Well, you know what it is? They needed to when Activision was on its own.
Yes.
Because that was like how EA is with Madden, where it's like, it's the tent pole that will give us all the sales that we need to keep us afloat and in the profits.
Yeah.
So we can do some other shit. So, yeah, I mean, it'll be a weird thing to say.
Like I said, if not,
and again, not like it's finalized either. Like it's going to take like another 6 months to a year before it's like legally finalized, and like, you know, the government doesn't say this is too much, we're going to stop.
Which they can't. Like I mean, they can't, because like you said, if you
they could.
They wouldn't though. If you like how you just basically said the numbers.
I don't think they will, but they could.
I doubt it, because I think they'll do like they have with the Bethesda shit, where I think Elder Scrolls 6 is purposely delayed because it's going to be exclusive.
Yeah, probably.
So,
and look, if there's one thing we know about beautiful boomers in government, they don't really know shit about gaming or about technology or shit like that.
No.
So actually, I didn't think this was going to be a topic. I'll throw a link on here eventually. But so like, look at goddamn Italy with during their little like Zoom town hall meeting. Someone throws up a video of Tifa, a hentai video of Tifa getting pounded in the middle of the Italian parliament.
God damn it, Jim.
Which is one of the most hilarious things you'll ever see. And it's being memed to death right now for good reason.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
You haven't seen this?
Jim, you know I am blissfully ignorant when it comes to God damn
All right.
it.
So we'll have a censored image, obviously, put up here. But... Brian, you can edit this as you will, but our lovely friend Max Marvel was like, please talk about this. And I was like, we got a kind of a loaded episode, but...
Let's say it.
Here you go. So...
All right.
Oh, you gotta hit play at the bottom. Oh.
Risultati della ricerca medica e scientifica insieme alla loro repentina...
What the fuck is that?
Well, that's Tifa Final Fantasy VII Remake, Brian.
I was going to say, what is Tifa? So
Tifa Lockhart.
So... Someone hacked it, I assume.
I think someone like hacked into like their town hall and they like. But the beautiful thing is how long.
So I'll block out. I'm trying to show the faces. I can't even myself right now see the faces of the people. But then they cut real quick to something else.
But it wasn't real quick. It was like a good 20 seconds before they went, oh shit. And then like all the people in the background, like there's one guy you can hear going, oh, Pasta Pazul, Gabagool, get this off the screen.
Damn it! Stop being racist.
Racist and ableist. Sums me up.
Yeah.
So, Brian, thoughts? What do you think of that?
I think it's hilarious. I obviously think that's hilarious. I'm just mad did you actually know who that was? Or when it was sent to you, you knew who Tifa was?
No, I know who Tifa was.
See, I don't know who that is.
Yeah, Final Fantasy VII. So, it's kind of a big game, Brian.
Jim, don't you goddamn dare.
What?
Don't you goddamn...
Actually, Brian, if you want to remember her... Did we talk about Tifa's tits when that was going on? When that was a big controversy?
No, Jim, we did not talk about Tifa's tits.
Because that was a big controversy, Brian. People were pretty mad that they downsized her tits when they did the remake.
People are always mad about breasts, Jim. Always.
Whether too big, whether too small. No one's ever happy.
Well, no one's mad about too big.
Oh, you'd be surprised, Brian.
Who is possibly mad about too big?
I don't know, a lot of Twitter. Oh, this is unrealistic. Shut up.
Yeah, but those are not gamers.
Yeah, but what do you call it? Fucking Cloud and his 7-foot sword isn't realistic either. Give me my fucking...
God damn it, Jim.
Everyone going, oh, what, are you just going to beat off to a cartoon? Yes! Yes, I am.
These goddamn live events.
I mean, this is just like the more extreme version of like the fucking, the court case where the guy had a picture of a cat as his face and he didn't know how to change it.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Or, yeah, I've seen a lot
of course, it's a little more malicious. But yeah, boomers in Zoom, the only truly hilarious thing to come from all this is the boomerization of using all these services. And
sure.
Shit.
And I've been on enough Zoom calls where people didn't realize they were on camera, thought they turned it off, or thought they unmuted. And they do provide hilarious moments.
Like the guy from CNN who started beating off in the middle of a call.
I'm just waiting for that to happen to you, Jim.
Jeff something or other. I can't remember his fucking name.
That's all I'm waiting for is it to happen to you.
Hey, you know what? That is one of the few advantages of me having to go into the office every day. Foolproof. Not happening there.
All right, we're goddamn moving on. So the final topic, and we've covered interesting beer lawsuits in the past. So I didn't realize there was a whole history behind Yuengling and their issues with Anheuser-Busch. Apparently in the past...
Jeffrey Toobin, he was a CNN beat-off guy. Sorry.
So...
Do continue.
Previously, and in the article below from Breweries in PA, you'll see they mention a tweet that Anheuser-Busch, like one of their flagship beers, they said like a new generation of beers, which was very similar to when Yuengling released their flights, which said a new generation of light beers. and they kind of like, called out Anheuser-Busch. Anheuser-Busch deleted that whole that whole tweet and kind of got rid of that as their flagship for that beer. Well, now Anheuser-Busch has said we have a new logo. There's a whole nice little video to it, and it's an eagle flying through the A in the Anheuser-Busch. And if you look at it, without a doubt, it's the same exact style eagle as Yuengling, except the feet are cut off and some of the, it's kind of rotated slightly. But it's basically the same eagle. Yuengling basically kept it kind of simple, just said, cool new eagle, we're flattered. Yuengling, America's oldest brewery, established 1829. Here's where I was actually amazed. Reading through the comments, the amount of defenders for Anheuser-Busch, where they're like, Yuengling, America's oldest brewery that's not distributed in Arizona. And then they would put it in states that they live in that's not They basically were saying, you're not as good as Anheuser-Busch because you're not distributed here. Which to a casual, I guess it makes sense, but what the fuck? Stone and their bullshit with Keystone, I still don't agree that was close enough.
I don't agree, but it's debatable. If you want to be fair, you can say it's debatable.
It's debatable. This one is undebatable. The eagle, it literally is like
they twisted the neck a bit, but it's the same exact wingspan design and almost the same tail,
and it hides so much of the A that it's you basically mostly your eye is drawn just to the eagle. This is like when you used to copy our homework and we'd say make it different enough that it's not obvious, and you change one letter or something, you do one little thing and you're like, Jim, that's not different enough. What the fuck?
I would get some questions wrong on purpose. I would try to do them, myself legitimately, and then I would get them wrong as I did.
What I'm saying is Anheuser-Busch clearly paid someone way too much. They probably said, we want an eagle somehow in here. They said eagle beer, Yuengling, and they got the logo, did a little snip, changed the coloring, called it a day. That's pretty goddamn insane to me.
It's... I'm this just reminds me of that classic meme that's out there from The Simpsons with Apu jumping in front of Homer getting shot from the robbery and saying weirdos online with the guy shooting, and then the guy shooting being defenders of $1 billion company.
Yeah.
And then weirdos online and crap like that.
That's what I don't get is I fully
this is obviously the casual beer market, because no beer snob would be defending Anheuser, AB InBev for anything.
And that's the deal is realize,
even if you don't like Yuengling, or even if you don't have it in your area, a beer snob in the middle of bumfuck nowhere who's never tasted a Yuengling would still love a Yuengling over AB InBev and take their side.
And
so it's definitely all the casual beer drinkers.
But here's the deal,
and I'm the Keystone Light guy.
Yeah, but what makes no sense is this is clearly punching up. You're not punching... when you punch down, that's where it gets fucked up. I don't get that mentality of nah, man, they just do better than you. You're just jealous of them. It's but they just stole your fucking... I really... That mentality, and I'm trying to do devil's advocate, I can't understand that defending of it. Even if you are a casual who's not a beer snob, who doesn't get Yuengling, who doesn't give a shit, why do you care enough to even tweet it out?
This is if the Yankees stole the logo of the San Diego Padres and just straight up copied their logo, and everyone went, what? Fucking Padres aren't as good as the Yankees. They can do what they want. Which actually that sounds like what Yankees fans would say. But yeah, you have the person with all the money in the world and the person with no money comparatively.
Yeah.
And all that shit, and you're still taking the side of the big guy. Then again, I am a Tom Brady fan, so.
But here's the deal. But okay, but see, it's tough. How can a QB steal another QB's thing? But I can't even make that comparison. But that's so weird. But I get what
right.
You're
Would
saying.
This be cheering on Jeff Jarrett for taking Kurt Angle's woman?
Okay, you know what it would be like if The Rock came back and who's a low-level guy that a lot of wrestling fans really love?
Well, you know what? Here's an even better one because it's actually like a closer controversy kind of became. Like Big E won the Money in the Bank. He was WWE champ for a bit. They just had that January 1st event and Brock won the belt off him.
That's not close at all.
That is close because he was the little guy that people liked, but then the guy who's the more established guy came back.
If Brock came back and started using whatever Big E's finisher is and labeled it as his own, that's more similar.
Oh, okay. So talking about coming back and using the finisher.
That's what I mean. Like, if you're taking something that somebody has as their own, and then you're like, yeah, if you're Brock and you all of a sudden like pick a finisher from whoever's a random dude, and he's like, that's my finisher now, and then people shit on that other wrestler, like, well, you just didn't do it good enough. That's where I would say that's fucked up.
I'm sure that's probably happened
Oh,
too, but
for
I can't.
sure.
I can't remember. Yeah,
But I can't. Yeah, we've seen shittier like Kevin Owens stealing Stone Cold Stunner,
hey, he does a damn fine stunner. How dare you?
but he's not anywhere near Stone Cold's level, and I don't
That's
get
fair.
mad at that
Yes.
for that reason.
Right.
But if for some reason he did catapult, and they tried to shit on Stone Cold in reverse, that would bother me. But like I said, I can't think of a comparison like that. What really amazed me was someone actually quoted. They're like, "It's Hitler versus Stalin. Who cares?"
Oh,
Because they're basically saying like Yuengling is so big that it's like it makes no. I'm like, number one, did you really just compare beer companies to fucking Hitler and Stalin? Like what?
This is Twitter. Yes, they did.
And I get it. Maybe it's irony. Maybe it's not. I don't know. But I'm like, that's where we're at.
At least Mussolini, like fucking Mussolini's so much further down the list of evil than fucking. But like Yuengling's not evil. What did Yuengling do bad?
That was the
Yuengling
point.
didn't do shit.
Everyone like, and then there were plenty of Yuengling defenders. I'll say that there was plenty that were like.
That'd be like saying
What the
like
fuck are you talking
that'd be like
about?
comparing Hitler to like the fucking president of Czechoslovakia or something. Like Jesus.
It just makes no sense. I just look at it like Anheuser-Busch. The only devil's advocate I can do here is they are so disconnected from the beer market that they hired a shitty person to do their graphics. They did the job. Somebody looked at it and said, that actually looks pretty good. And whoever the top guy that stamps the approval truly did not know and just said, yeah, put that out there. I don't know, but this went out.
Possibly, but
that's the only thing I can
apparently
say.
this is not the first time they've crossed paths like this. So.
That's my point. So, this tweet from Yuengling went out on January 19th. So we're only 5 days past that. In the past, when Yuengling called out Anheuser...
Wow, it's only been 5 days. Holy shit.
Yeah, when they called him out, Anheuser corrected it.
5 days on the internet feels like a lifetime.
But it's sad that it's only gotten 856 likes, 330 retweets.
That's you know what? That's the beer world on Twitter.
It is. It's very small. I'm sure in other forums it's a bigger deal. I just was, like I said, for me, I was shocked how much shit Yuengling was taking from people, like shitting on them for something where it's not even. It's clearly you fucking copied it.
Yeah.
It's not even like comparable. So I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you think you give us a devil's advocate where we're wrong? Where Anheuser's in the right and it's not a big deal? That's what I would like to hear.
Yeah, give us a real reason why.
Yeah.
You tell me.
Yeah. So with that, Chambers, what'd you think of the handheld IPA?
It was an IPA.
It's nowhere near as good as the other one.
No, it was not as good as the other one.
It's
like,
a little too dry on the mouth. Like, every time I took a sip of this, and even with that final sip, I'm like, I got that annoying dryness. Like, it's clearly not hazy. It's a West Coast IPA, which is too hoppy.
Yeah. But it's also, like, weirdly forgettable, too. Like, I plowed through it, and, like, nothing ever stood out the entire time I was drinking it.
Yeah, and what did we say the percentage is on this guy?
It's a good question. I don't think we ever mentioned it. 6.6.
So
it's all right. The other one's only 6.8. So,
but the other one, it definitely gave more of a flavor, more lasting.
yeah, like look,
The can is the buy.
Can is the buy, and if you're drinking it and you like IPAs, you'll be fine with it. It does nothing special. It's fine. It's all about the can.
Yeah.
If you don't like IPAs, it won't convert you. If you like IPAs, it's fine.
Jim, would it pair well with the original Zelda?
Ooh. Run-of-the-mill mediocre beer with overrated, good for its time, but aged like milk.
I mean, the second game was kind of run-of-the-mill, so...
How dare you, sir?
I mean, that's more Ocarina of Time, so...
I mean, you can't argue with the past one, so...
So, you guys, you let us know what you think below. But once again, if you've watched all the way through, please make sure, hit like, hit subscribe, hit that notification bell, because sometimes our shit doesn't get to you guys.
If you're listening on the iTunes or the Spotify, please hit the follow buttons on there.
Yeah, and if you are listening to us, leave us a 5-star rating, which would really help us. And even if you want to bash the shit out of us, we will cover it in this podcast.
Yep, and if you have any kind of reply to anything, head on over to the YouTube side and leave a comment, because we'll definitely see it and reply there.
Yeah. So with that, everyone, we say have a good night. Cheers.
Cheers, guys.